Now, huge Mitoma transfer hint. Mitoma is a player that very many teams are really interested in England and outside England. And guess what? There is a very huge hint for Mitoma. Smash the like button, comment and share. If you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Rokani David is my name and hope you guys are really having fun wherever you are. And this is the channel that brings you your latest news and information as far as everything is really concerned. So, strictly, we're going to be talking Mitoma, and guess who is bringing us this story? It's Plättigol and Sky London, Sky Germany in there. So continue to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. And Mitoma is a Japanese international who was born in Oita, Japan, and he turned 28 years this month on the 20th. And he's 1.7 meters tall, and he plays for Brighton and Albion. This season, he has played 35 games in the league, scored 10 goals and 3 assists. It's his best goal-scoring Premier League season at Brighton, and he so far has 13 goal involvements, 10 goals and 3 assists. Last season, 19 games, 3 goals and 4 assists. 2022-2023, he played 33 games with 7 goals and 5 assists. Now, teams are really interested in the player, and we know that he plays as a left forward, and we know what he brings on the table, and that is Mitoma. Now, Plättigol has come up and obviously told us the following about Mitoma, and this is what he had to say. Mitoma is on FC Bayern's shortlist for the new season, as also reported by Bild. Bayern are evaluating several profiles for the wings, with Max Elba and Christopher Ferreld actively working the market. So, Bayern Munich are interested in very many players, and looks like if they bring in Mitoma, I don't think they'll go in for Florian Wirtz, because Florian Wirtz is really hugely expensive. 100 million euros is what Bayern Leverkusen is really calling in for. You understand? So this looks like they are trying to send a message to Bayern Leverkusen that, all right, you are really selling your player expensively, and for us, we can really do without him, and we can really go for other options. And I think it's really running what we call they are running what you call they're trying to do what we call a second like a second option, and to say to it that they threaten the side of Bayern Leverkusen. But I think for Mitoma, if I'm Bayern Munich, I'll go in for Mitoma over Florian Wirtz, because Bayern Munich, this guy is proven. I know Florian Wirtz is really good, but this guy at the age of 28, I think is a complete article. And if you look at the players that play on the left attacking side of the midfield, for the side of Bayern Munich, Serge Gnabry, and very many others, Mitoma is better than them. And I think the coming in through of Mitoma will obviously see Jamal Musiala play into his best position, that is the central attacking midfield. You understand? So I think that's what Mitoma really does. But I think Wirtz has two advantages. One, he's young, and secondly, he can play in multiple positions. But I think even Mitoma can play in multiple positions. For the times I've gonna hate to see him play, especially under Roberto Di Zerbi, he was sometimes played as a half 9. He was sometimes played as a left forward. He was sometimes played as a central attacking midfielder. So I think the only advantage that he has over Mitoma is the age. That is it. But when you talk about the skill set, talent, I think Mitoma is really that player that you want, because he can create a moment of magic, especially in games like those of the Champions League. For example, if you remember that game that saw Bayern Munich being knocked out, by what team knocked out Bayern Munich? Bayern Munich was knocked out at the quarterfinals, right? And I think it was Inter Milan that knocked them out. When you really had if they really had Mitoma in a game of Inter Milan, I think Mitoma would have gone ahead to do something different. And for Vats, I know his strength. He operates better when he's really having space. And in games like this, you can see to it that having space or being given space is not something that comes in as you want it. So we wait and see how that pans out. But huge Mitoma transfer hint is that Bayern Munich is trying to obviously get in Mitoma. And I don't know whether they can sign both of them, because even Mitoma, I last read that his price will go up to is it 80 million euros? That's what Brighton want from this player. So I don't know whether Bayern Munich can spend close to 100 or 200 million euros onto players, but all I can let you know is that the player is really good to go. His contract runs down in 2027. That means he's left with 2 years on his contract. And if at all you are really talking about the right time to sell, I think this is the right time to obviously go ahead and sell Mitoma in there. So we are waiting to see how that pans out. And then Sky Germany and Plettigol have also gone ahead to add more beef to this, and they've told us that Mitoma has signaled that he's very open to a move to FC Bayern Munich this summer, as confirmed by close UK sources. Bayern's interest in the 28-year-old Japanese winger is currently very concrete. Meetings and talks with his agents have already taken place. So it is really happening, and I've seen this. And Mitoma thinks it's the right time for him to cross from Brighton and really go ahead and really play for an elite club. And when you go to Bayern Munich, you are assured of winning titles and competing at the biggest stages of club football in there. Now, Plettigol added and said, however, Max Elba has not yet submitted an official offer. Bayern's big steps depend heavily on the situation surrounding Florian Wirtz. Mitoma would be considered a replacement for Koeman or Sonny. So that means they want to bring in 2 players. And remember, Leroy Sane is like, I'm going nowhere. Sorry, I'm not really putting pen to the contract that you've gone ahead to put on my table, because I believe I can get better offers from other clubs in the world. So that's the message that Leroy Sane is really sending. So I think they want to bring in 2 of these, and I think if they get in these 2, I think Bayern Munich will be having one of the deadliest front 3, because if you're having Mitoma, Vats, and Harry Kane leading the line, then there is no reason as to why you won't really see your side score the required number of goals. So guys, thank you very much for watching through. I call upon for your reactions into the comment section below. Do you think Bayern will sign both Vats and Mitoma, or they'll only go in for Mitoma? Because he looks like he might be a cheaper option for this side in there. But for Brighton, they'll be making a huge profit, because they bought this guy for just 2 million euros from the side of Japan, and that's where they obviously went ahead to buy him from. And they got him from Kawasaki Front, and I think they loaned him to Union SG in there, and that's when he obviously went ahead coming here and really put in a very beautiful shift at the London or Midland. Is it the Midlands? At the UK best club. So guys, I'm out. Bye bye. And another video is loading.